Ian, you're on.
Let me get my screen going here.
Why you diver? I thought you were in the ocean. Since the dolphins.
All right, I got my screen going. Let me know if you can see it.
I got you.
All right. Yeah, you can see it.
All right, one last blast out there to get people in here.
All right, you want to should we go ahead and get it going?
Yep. Just getting my notes up here. All right. So, for everybody who's in here, make sure that you can see my screen, get connected. Basically, how this is going to work, and this is going to be a trial run for the first one to see what you guys like, what you guys don't like. You can give suggestions after this. But basically, how it's going to work, I'm going to go down a list of all the stocks you guys requested. I have pre-charted them up. I'm going to go over key levels, key break levels, support levels, give you an overview of my thoughts on this setup, where to set your alerts at, and targets for if you enter this trade or any of the trades. After we go through all those tickers, we'll open up the session to question and answer. So you can ask me any questions, ask Tom any questions, and hopefully we'll have a jump start on this week's trading session. So with that being said, let me get right into it. This first ticker, NK. So, all right. So the first ticker is NK. We have a confluence of anchored VWAP fib line and a fib line right here, which is acting as a major resistance. One of the key levels to break is this resistance, 1446. Support levels would be 1355, 310, 1311, 1271, 1260, and so on. And before I go any further, my suggestion would be to write down these levels or set a price level on your charts if you're following along, so that you don't have to remember these going forward. Basically, I won't be entering into a position until this key resistance is broken. I don't want to see a bounce entry. I want to see a breakthrough of this 1446 level. Once we have a breakthrough of this level, I would feel comfortable in a long position. Now, the alerts to set would be a breakthrough of 1395 and then 1410 just to watch. Get your eye on the chart during the day. And then finally, an alert to set of a breakthrough of 1446 long would be right here. So I'm going to set an alert. Breakthrough. Let's do a 10 cent or 11 cent. Do it on the 10 minute. And I'm going to say long here. And again, I gave you levels to watch at that you could set alerts at. Again, those levels are 13.95 and 14.10. I personally am not going to set those alerts because I only really care about a breakthrough of this level. But if you're really interested in this trade, make sure you get those alerts set. If you do enter in this trade, your targets would be 1531, 1596, and then an ultimate target of 1634. All right, let's move on to Grub here. Grub looks pretty good in my opinion. I think this is a great setup. But a key level to break is 72.50 and then 73.50. Let me get this over here real quick. Let's go to the daily. So again, key levels to break would be 72.50, which is this price level right here, and then higher highs of 73.50. Support levels will be at 69.95, 69.41, 68.55, and then 68.15. This is all based on anchored VWAP fib retracements and regular fib retracements. Now, like I said, I like this setup. It launched off this volume shelf right here. And it's bouncing from volume shelf to volume shelf. So basically, it's like taking steps up the ladder. All right, so one's right here, had some consolidation here, bounced back onto this volume shelf and went for higher highs. That's why I want to see a break of higher highs before I try to enter into a long position. We have strong support at the 69.95 level. Now there is a potential for a bounce and breakthrough play. So what I mean by that is a bounce of 69.95 because this is the strong support. If you do see a retracement back to this fib level here, it can go. You can enter there and feel pretty safe. It might consolidate for a little bit sideways, but again, this is a strong support level for a good base entry. All right, so alerts to set would be a bounce of 69.95. So create alert, bounce. I'm gonna put it on the 10 minute. I'm going to say possible long or watch. The reason why I say possible long or watch because it's up to you whether you want to enter into a bounce play or just watch it from here, see if it actually bounces or if it continues down. Let me go back. But ultimately, we want to see a break of higher highs. So let me add a price level here for 73.50. 53 is close enough. And add alert here. And we're going to say breakthrough. We're going to put the sensitivity down. I'm going to put this here. And we're going to say long. All right. Tom, do you have anything to add to this sticker?
I think we're good on Grub.
All right. Next up is IRDM. I found some potential in this play. I liked it. It's bull flagging on the daily here. It's in a rising wedge rising wedge trend, and it's finding good support at this fib level. Now the key breakthrough level that I see is going to be 2690, which would be this break of this anchor VWAP line here. Once we break through that, we can see a volume shelf launch from here and break this more longer term trend. Support levels will be 2640, 2627, and 2605. It is a very nice setup. It's in good consolidation. Again, it's a bull flag in a bull flag pattern. And what I saw from here is this tick, a balloon range up above this support. It's a very good sign. The 0.618 line, fib line, matches up perfectly with this volume shelf here, which I always take as good support. So basically what I'm thinking, I will only enter into a long position if it breaks the key level of 2690. So let's go ahead and add an alert to this level here. Now, if you don't have Anchor VWAP on your charting system or your broker account, that's fine. Just add a price level or whatever you got to do to add an alert to that break of the price level. So I'm going to say breakthrough. Let's put the sensitivity down. I'm going to put 30 days. And we're going to say long. All right. Tom, anything to add?
Not really for this one. I know this was a member's request for us to check this one out. I've never traded this. My fib line's pretty much aligned with yours.
Okay.
So a bounce off like 26.2 could bring us to 28.7. However, I see the volume is pretty low on this, and it's a ticker I'm not too familiar with, so it won't be on my radar.
Right.
But if this is something you're currently in, go ahead and jot down those levels that our dog mentioned.
Sweet. Let's move on to EEX. I'm not too
Yikes.
fond of this. This ticker here, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It's obviously been beaten down pretty hard from COVID and hasn't really recovered. I don't see much value in this stock, to be honest. It has potential for a leap play if you'd like to get into something like that. I personally won't be touching this ticker just because of how beaten down it is and hasn't really recovered too much from since the COVID lows. It doesn't show too much promise for the company in general. Key levels to break would be 2.69 and 2.75. Support levels would be 2.58, 2.51, and 2.45. Again, it's been very beaten down. It really has only potential for a lead play. Set your alerts at a breakthrough of 3.045, and you can enter in a long leap play. Targets would be 370, 507, and 618. And just to take a step back, I forgot to mention targets for Grub and IRDM. Grub's targets would be for that trade 78.20 and 80.25, and IRDM target would be 28.83. Anything to add, Tom?
No, I just see it's kind of in between a symmetrical triangle on the 4 hour. You can even kind of see it on the daily. I would look for a break of that. But other than that, this is a ticker I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I kind of got to agree with Tom there. All right, let's move on to AMD. I'm actually in AMD already. I have a leap for it at I think it's 60 or 62.5 strike. When I entered into it, I noticed before that the 53.3 level or 53.30 level was a big level for AMD to break. So I entered in there, but let's stick to traders that are looking to get into it. Key levels to break from here would be $58 and 59.27, which would be this resistance here. Oh, wait, no, that's the first key break level, and then 59.27 would be previous highs. What support levels would be is 55.63. Now I have an unconfirmed support level, meaning it was previous resistance. So previous resistance, let me see here. I think I have it on the 65 minute. One second here. Right here, 55.37. This was around this level. This was previous resistance. Let me put a line here for you guys.
Basically, all I see with this one really, if you're willing to hold a position that has a lot of potential, a break of our highs, all-time highs, 59.27 could bring us to 65.4. That's kind of where I see AMD. To me, it most of the days it's a pretty slow mover. Last week it had some good days, but this is a stock I mostly only go after on volatile days when the tech sector's hot.
Right. So again, this is unconfirmed support yet. It could be. I would like to see it tested as support once again to really confirm it. So 55.37 would be confirmed if it bounces there. And then next support level would be 54.85. Basically, like Tom said, it had a nice big run up last week. Broke through a lot of resistances, but I do believe it's on its way back down to test out its breakthrough level, which would be around 54.45. I would not touch it unless it does bounce at 54.45 or breakthrough of previous highs, as Tom said. If you want to get risky, you can try to enter at the 58 level. But if you want to play it safe, like Tom said, breakthrough of previous highs at 59.27, that's pretty safe. So again, we can set our alerts at a bounce of 54.45. I'm not going to set them myself since I'm already in this play. And you can put it as a long position. Or you can make a breakthrough alert at 58. Again, this is not as safe as making an alert of a breakthrough at 59.27. If you do a bounce play, it is pretty safe to see a retracement back up to higher highs. But again, I think the safest play here would be to enter into a breakthrough of higher highs. Targets, if you do enter into this at the 59 level, would be 64.58 and then 67.87. Tom, do you have any more to add to that before we move on?
Not a whole lot for AMD. No, I'm good with going on to the next one.
All right. On to Shop. Shop has been on my radar for a few weeks now. It's in a big consolidation right now. As far as the 30-minute goes, let's check at the 65-minute. Same sort of thing, consolidation level up here. Volume shelf is forming. So really we want to see a break of this high here of 1060 to confirm a launch off the volume shelf and onto higher highs. Breakthrough levels would be 1040, 1050, and then 1060 again. As I said, support levels are 1030, 1017, 1010, and 1005. There is a bull pennant being formed on the daily. Let me show you that, which is a good sign. I believe it's ready to break out for higher highs. Again, it's been consolidating for a few days here after this big run up. It could be a bounce play and it could be a breakout play. It's really up to you and what you feel comfortable with. I like bounce plays. They're not always the safest, but I feel like if you have a strong ticker and you get a bounce play, you could potentially make a lot of money off of it. Breakthrough of higher highs, I think, is a pretty safe, one of the more safer routes. But again, I'm a more aggressive trader, so I like my bounce plays. Breakout play would be a break of any level, key levels, but break of 1060 is the safest. It is a very good play. Alerts to set would be a breakthrough of 1040. You can watch or long there. That's the riskiest. Breakthrough of 1050, watch or long, again, is less risky. And then breakthrough of ultimately 1060 is the least riskiest play that you can make. I'm going to set an alert for that. Breakthrough, let's do 550. I'm going to confirm it on the 10-minute. Long. All right. And then I'm going to, since again I like my bounce plays, I'm going to set a bounce alert here at 1010. This is for, again, this is for you more riskier traders out there. But if you do get a bounce play, you can make good money off of it. So I'm going to say long. And I'm going to put it on the daily chart. All right. Tom, you have anything to add? I like this play right here.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line support, I see this is around 955, 957. Ultimately, I think we're going to go back to 1125 or go up to 1125. I kind of see a bullet.
You don't know how to use combo.
But
You're supposed to use one leg.
This is definitely something I look at more for scalping than long term.
Absolutely. You have to have a lot of capital for the shop play. Okay, if you plan on holding for long term, you got to have a lot of capital. If you don't, you're mostly going to be sticking to weeklies and scalping plays. Targets for it, if you do enter into a long play, would be 1102, 1129, 1172, and then 1193. Ultimate target, I see it going to 1275. But again, that's a long term play right there. If you do a scalp play on a breakthrough level of the key levels of 1040, 1050, or 1060, look for percentages at that point for targets. So 30%, 20%. You know, with these big tickers that move a lot, you can see 100% quickly, and don't be afraid to take that 100%. Me and Tom were just talking about that before this whole thing started. 100% is not like, it's a rare thing to see on a options contract, so be happy and take it. Anything?
Yeah, I see on shop. I see more of an ascending trend line being supported, and the top of a top major resistance 1059. So ultimately, I would look for a break of 1059 this week to go long on shop. That's really all I would look for.
Yeah, 1059 is definitely, we're right on top of each other as far as our breakout levels, so that's good news. Okay, you ready to move on?
Yes.
All right. Again, this is a lot of this is Amazon. It's gonna be mostly scalping plays for people, okay, with lower capital. But Amazon is Amazon. This is one of the stocks that only goes up, apparently. I don't really understand it, but it only goes up. Key levels to break here is higher highs of 32.15. Support levels are at 31.85, 31.66, 31.44. It's a very strong stock. I mean, there's not much to say about it. You know, I do see it retracing a little bit here, just because of this. I mean, it was at 26.30 not only a couple days ago. So I do believe we're going to retrace a little bit here. I wouldn't touch this unless it breaks for higher highs of 32.15. So I'm going to add an alert here. I will mostly be scalping this. I'm going to give targets, but again, if you're scalping it, look for the percentages. Again, 20, 30, 50, 90, 100%. Okay. So again, I'm going to put an alert here, 10 minutes. Long. Okay. Tom, anything to add?
32.15.
32.15, yep.
Yep, I agree. 32.15. I see daily fib support at 30.90. I see you have a similar one, RDog, but ultimately I do think it will come back to that. This is more of a scalping play unless you're playing with an insane amount of capital. So I would, again, just look for a break of highs when a stock is just going up this much. I'd look for a break of 32.15.
If you do have a lot of capital to throw into a contract, you can do a bounce play at 30.89 or 30.90, like Tom said. That would be a good bounce play to enter in. I'm only setting alert at this break of higher highs, only because I don't like throwing that much capital into my plays. All right, let's move on to Microsoft. Microsoft has always been a strong stock to play, and I think it will only continue to get stronger. Key breakout levels, 24.10, which is this fib level here, and then 2639, which is I believe previous highs. Yeah, 2639 is previous highs. Support levels would be 212.90, 212.30, 211.80, and 211.50. Again, Microsoft, even post-COVID, has been one of the stronger names in the market so far. It's in a bit of a consolidation period. A break of 214.10 could be a very good long entry. Previous highs of 26.39 would be the safest play. I personally, I'm going to set an alert here at 214.10 to go long. The reason why Microsoft is a strong name is because it has potential to make big moves, but the contracts aren't that expensive, relatively speaking. So I'm comfortable with putting the capital required into this sort of play and making sure I get into a good price level to see max profit. Again, safer play would be 216.38 to enter. So you can just put an alert there, but I'm going to put it at 24.14. The reason why I feel more comfortable at this level is because it's acted as strong resistance twice. And we're getting tight here as far as this trend line. It seems to be following this trend line up to this resistance. I do believe once we break that we will see higher highs as far as 26.38 goes, and then on to even higher highs. So if you do enter into Microsoft at 214.10 or 216.38, which again, both very good entries as far as I'm concerned. We can see a target of 219.45 or a longer term of 224, which is around where these two fib lines converge. Okay. What do you think, Tom?
Just for this week, if you're looking for day trades, I would look for a break of 214.67 and target 216.4. And we have acting support at 211.06 roughly. So those are the only three levels I have marked and that I care about for this week.
Beautiful. All right, let's move on to Apple. Apple has been on everybody's watch list pretty much. It's easily one of the most talked about tickers recently. Most of the talk has been leaning towards a breakout. As you can see, I've been watching this stock pretty closely. This is a pretty crazy chart. It might not make sense to you, so let's just stick to the numbers that I have written down. Key levels to break would be 384.55 and then 385.25. Sorry. Support levels would be 383.05, 382, and then 381.30. This has been on a very... Apple has been running up, but it's been having pullbacks, and that's what I'd like to see a lot in tickers that have been having run-ups, is pullbacks to support. You can see as we're going up, it's pulling back, testing support, going to higher highs, testing support, higher highs, testing support. I love to see that. It shows consistency. I don't like to see a stock going straight up and continue straight up. only because I have confirmed support at those levels. I can feel confident that if this takes a pullback, we can see a bounce at that support. I don't know with those other tickers. Okay, so.
Right.
So I love to see this consistency right here. Up, down to support, up, down to support, and it just keeps going like that. I'm going to set at a level or alert at, let me go back to my 65. I'm already in this, but I can do a day trade or a shorter swing trade because I am in elite for it, so I can maximize my profits here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let me just get rid of this. There we go. All right, so I want a break of 385.25. Which would be right here. I want to break at this anchored VWAP fib level. Let's do. As I'm
What
doing,
I see.
go ahead, Tom.
What I see with Apple is fib support on the daily at 375.3 roughly. With that being said, that is the daily level, so a candle can break through that, and I think it can go down to 372.3, but ultimately the 375 will hold on the daily, and longer term, I would play this till 398. That is where my 161 retracement is. But I would proceed with caution as it has been on a monster tear, but it is one of the stronger names out right now. So any pullback, I would look for a bounce play. I would go long around 375. And
Yeah, absolutely.
if you're looking for an intraday play on Monday, I would look for a break of last week's highs, 385.
385, absolutely. Yeah, I was going to say anything below 282, any bounce below 282 would be a good entry for a long play. Daily, scalp, day trade, anything below that I believe is a good bounce play. I'm going to keep an alert set at a break of 385.25 for a scalp or a day trade, or a swing trade. But again, like Tom said, what was your level again?
Which one? The support?
No, for the bounce play.
Oh, bounce play, I would look for the fib retracement at 375.3 roughly.
Which would be around right 375. Yeah, right around here. That's where I'm going to put mine.
Mm-hmm. And I can share my charts after the session to get an understanding of where I see these levels.
Me and Tom, we chart. I play based off of volume. He makes his own price levels and draws his own trend lines, and a lot of the times our levels line up pretty well. But that's why I like to have other people around that are seeing things that I don't because of their trading style. And that's always good. That's why we have a community here, that we can collab and make the most out of our trades. So I'm going to add a bounce here at his level, which is around 375. I think his was a little lower, but I'm going to stick to my anchored VWAP fib retracement line, which is around that level too, 375.65. I believe any retracement on this stock here would be a good entry. Again, anything below 382 or something would be a good entry. Longer term targets for it would be 387.45, 389.25, and then 392.10. All right. Let's move on to Netflix. Netflix is one of those ones where it had a huge run up, and I would love to see a retracement back to support before I enter. Key levels to break here would be 550 or previous highs of 555.88. Support levels I have are 546.70, 543, and then 540. Netflix also had a analyst give it a price target of over 600 on Friday, I believe. Again, I would love to see a pullback to break out support. Again, break of highs is also a good long entry. I'm excited for Netflix. It's one of my more favorable tickers to play. I think there's a lot of money to be made on this ticker. So I'm going to set an alert for a break of higher highs here. Breakthrough.
Okay, let me open this. I just watch it and I
Put it at the 10-minute.
I can mute him here. I can just be able to watch live what they doing.
Long. Okay, and then there is a bounce play at 542.78 that you can enter in. I'll say it again. It's not as safe as a breakthrough of higher highs, I believe, but you can do a bounce play at 54 or 542.78. I'm going to leave my alert set at this break of higher highs before I enter in. Targets would be 564, 568, and 577. Ultimate target, because of the big price target increase by that analyst, would be a right around here of 597. This is one of the more expensive tickers to play. I like to day trade and scalp Netflix. I made a lot of money doing it. It's not as expensive as Shop or Amazon, but it is one of the more expensive tickers out there, which, you can, if you do have the capital for it, I think it's a good long-term play. Netflix is only getting bigger, and I don't believe the whole hype about Disney Plus and whatever else taking it down. I think Netflix is going to be around for a while. Anything to add,
Or you
Tom?
can play a spread on it.
Or a spread. Spreads are always good too.
Yeah. So I would look for a break of 555.8, and I would target 568. That's what I'm looking for specifically on Monday. If we are red, I would look for a break below 541.2, and that's really all I got on watch for tomorrow.
Yep.
Is Netflix earnings this week?
Yes, they are.
Oh,
I think they are.
yeah.
Yeah. So you can. They're
That can help Roku.
It can help Roku. Yeah.
Good.
All right, let's move on to Roku. Speak of the devil. I'm not a fan of Roku. I'll put that out there.
Really? I'm a big fan of it this week. Shit's gonna fly.
Key levels to break here is 155.30. Support levels are 152.81, 151.62, 150.68, and 149.70. Roku is another one of those tickers that everybody has been talking about. It's been in rally mode for a bit. It launched off a volume shelf down here recently. I would love to see a retracement back to support. It might have here. I'm not sure. I would like to see more confirmation of it going back up from here. I would.
What's your target for it?
I have targets set at 159.88, 161.48, 165.45, and a longer term of 168.90.
Yeah, I'm looking for 164 by at most Wednesday.
Yeah. I personally won't be getting into it unless it breaks 155.30.
It'll gap up by tomorrow.
Right.
I can clearly see why it rejected 159. It was a gap support from December of 2019. So ultimately, a break of that 159.2 can bring us back to 168.
Mm-hmm.
And our inverse head and shoulders is still intact on the daily. That was a break above 136 we were looking for a breakout. And yeah, I was playing this end of day Friday. I ended up cutting it since I have this Friday. But I'm looking for above 156, 19, and then we'll go back up to 159.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's in rally mode, so I believe it's going to keep going. And we're around the same target areas of the 168, 169 area, so be on the lookout for Roku. You can make a lot of money on this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then our last ticker, BABA. All right. Oh, wait, no, we don't have one more ticker after this. Sorry.
So I was in bull flag mode.
Yeah, BABA had a big breakout. Key levels to break for me are 263.30 and 268. Support levels are 259.80, 258.75, 258.30, 256.80. Big run up breakout, came back down to test support after the breakout. Low volume on the way up. I believe it will need to build a new base before it breaks for higher highs, which means it can go sideways for a little bit. I would want to see more volume at this level before it breaks for higher highs. The safest play for me is break for higher highs to confirm a continuation of the rally. I'm going to set a breakthrough of 268 here.
Yeah, what I'm looking at is just fib retracement at 269.1, pretty close to yours, but that's the target I'm going for. There's a crazy amount of volume in this ticker this last week or two.
Right.
And I would just look to keep playing the momentum day by day.
Absolutely. You can set alert to go long or just watch it at 263.30. I'm going to set that alert too. I'm gonna I'm going to make my decision as the day goes to enter in there or not. Let me just get this one done here. So again, the next alert would be 263.30, which is right here. If you do put this alert in, again, this could be a watch or long position. So watch just means keep your eye on it, see what it does, and if you like the way it's looking, you can enter long there. But at least you're not taken by surprise if it breaks and then it keeps going up.
Yeah. It looks like 258 should hold that support. I'm looking at a break of 262.05 to see 268, 269 area.
Yeah, there is a lot of support in the 258 area, so I do believe that it will hold there. You can enter into a pullback there for a bounce play. I feel more confident hearing that me and Tom see the same thing, so you can look for that as well. Anything else? Any more to add to the BABA ticker?
No.
All right. Last ticker here is W. This is a bearish news play. All right. I'm not sure if you all have heard, but there's a possible child trafficking scandal going on right now with Wayfair. Even if it's untrue, investors don't like bad publicity, especially when it comes to accusation as far as child trafficking goes. It does seem to be, I mean, this thing has run up since COVID lows. Let me show you here. On the daily. So this is pre-COVID highs over here. This is COVID lows. And it's, look how far it's gone. I mean, there's a gap down here, gap down here. We got, you know, we got a lot of reasoning of why this thing could fall already. This could be just the catalyst for it to fall. It does seem to be hitting resistance up here at the 230 area. I mean, it's hit it 230.30 a few times and bounced down. I would like to see a breakthrough of 220 to confirm an entry. It recently launched off this volume shelf here up to these highs, and hasn't really retraced all that much to the breakout level, which is down here. And would like to see it, I mean, if you're going into a long position, I would like to see it go back down there to test the support, and is yet to do that. It has a gap to fill right here. Let me put some lines there so you guys can see it. And that gap is around 144.50 to 135.10, which is basically almost a $10 gap. It's a big gap to fill. Again, there's a little gap down here that it can fill also, but I don't see it. Maybe if this child trafficking scandal is true, and it may go back down there, but who knows? I'm not really concerned about the child traffic. I mean, it's a shitty thing, but I just, you know, I play what's given to me, and this thing can drop pretty far. So again, a confirmed break of 220 is where I would enter into a bearish position. So I'm going to do breakthrough of this level, short. Now
the key level I'm seeing is 135, and I looked through all the different contracts throughout now till January, and I saw some unusual activity on August 21st, 100 strike price for puts.
Wow.
They're currently going for $70 each. If you're looking for a leap play on this, on the downside, that's what I would look at. and target around 135 if this scandal is proven to be true somehow.
Yeah, and that is right around where the gap begins here,
Yeah,
135.
it goes back to 2019. That was a tough resistance, and then it came back to that 135 level, gapped up for earnings, and never filled it.
Yeah. I do have resistance levels here in case it doesn't go our way, which would be 226.404, 228.43, and 230.61. So again, these are resistance levels that you can see a bounce back down if it doesn't go our way.
Yeah, I wouldn't look to enter a long in this by any means. I feel like
No.
if anything, investors are going to bail.
No, yeah.
Just based on rumors.
I am completely bearish as far as the news goes.
Yeah, don't put too much money into just conspiracy though.
No, I mean if the rumors are proven to be untrue, this thing can skyrocket right back up to its previous highs. So you could news plays. I mean, United made a lot of money on his LK play, which was basically a news play. But if it turned out to be untrue about, LK or whatever that thing was about, it could have gone easily in the wrong direction for him. So you got to be on top of it as far as this play goes. So again, short at 220 for me. Targets would be 218.50, 217.75, 213.89, and then 207 and so on. Again, we don't know as far as the scandal goes. Technically wise, it does need a pullback. So, in my opinion, I think it's a good short play, even without the scandal. So, that's pretty much it. Do you have anything to add to this, Tom?
No, but we will open up. We're originally planning on spending the last 15 minutes kind of for review or Q&A. This was our first Sunday review, so we're just, giving it a rough trial. So at this time, if you guys have any questions or any chart suggestions, we can quickly go over them.
Yep. So let's open it up for question and answers. It's all on you guys now. What do you guys got?
Hey, R-Dog, what was your breakthrough on Grub again?
Breakthrough on Grub is... I have 72.50 or 73.50. 73.50 is the safer breakthrough level.
I'm looking for a hold over 72.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, it could see 79.80 again if you buy 2-month out calls.
Yeah, my ultimate target would be 80.25.
Yep, that's what I see.
But if you're looking for that kind of target, make sure you get enough time on your contract to make that target. You never know what can happen, and you want to play it safe.
Yeah, buying further out doesn't damage your delta that much, but it does. If you buy shorter, your theta does hurt you.
And it doesn't have to all be, the questions or concerns doesn't have to always be about the tickers here. It can be technical analysis in general, or if you have any suggestions as far as the trading pick goes, let us know.
Looking at DocuSign, DOCU, you seen a pullback anymore on that, or you seen maybe a trend going up?
Let's see.
See. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been definitely just looking at it real quick. Let me look at the 65. There is a blue doji as far as raindrops go up here. I would like to see a pullback to this fib, 199.50. That also lines up with this retracement. I mean, this volume shelf here. It is. I don't know. That's not a pull. I mean, this thing is run up. And like I said with Apple, I like to see consistent higher highs and then a pullback to support. I don't see much of that going on. I mean, there is some down here, but look at this big run up here. Not much red up here.
Yeah, that's what I'm a little worried about right there.
Yeah. It does seem to be. It didn't touch this fib retracement exactly, but it got close and it seemed to reject. And then this daily candle here is a blue. It's basically a doji if you're trading on regular candles or Heikin-Ashi. So as far as raindrops are concerned, so it can signal a trend change.
See, with this stock, there's a big psychological level at 200. It had it resisted right there for a while, and finally when it based over 200, it made a nice run. But now I think it was on Thursday, it made a high of 217, and into Friday I see a descending trend line that it needs to break through in order to go higher. So I think, if you pull up your charts, you can chart out that descending trend line. But I think between 204 and 200 is where I would look. If this is red on Monday, you can short it to 204. But it is a really strong name right now. So
yeah, and if you look at this at my screen right now, I just charted out where the descending trend line is that Tom is talking about.
Right.
It does seem to have support here at this anchored VWAP. So, you just really got to play this one by ear and see how it goes on tomorrow.
All right, awesome. Thank you, guys.
No problem.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, break through that trend line for sure to go long.
Absolutely. And
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering what the feathers that you have instead of candles represent, and also the vertical bars on the right hand side. Sorry, the horizontal bars on the right hand side.
So again, my trading style, it's based off of volume. I work off of volume profiles. So these tickers are called raindrops. They show you volume within the candle. The first half is the first part of whatever chart you're looking at. So the first 15 minutes of the ticker, and then the second half is the last 15 minutes of the 30 minutes, if that makes any sense. And then these humps are the volume and where it's landing within, as far as the price is concerned, within the ticker. Then you can see these columns here are all the volume, basically the volume where the price is landing. It's called volume by price. So you can see about 142,000 shares were traded between the 211 area and the 210.30 area, or 210.36 area. It's basically, for me, you can see demand and support zones easier. You can see where people are buying at and seeing if it's ready to shoot up, or it could be a sign that people are shorting at that level too. You got to look at the volume profile and compare it to the price action and see what exactly is going on as far as this volume is concerned. But I mean, I can get more in depth with it as these trading pits continue. But it's just my way of trading. I personally found much more success for myself in trading in volume than I have in any other way.
Yeah, I think.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? All right. Well,
Guys, that was very beneficial. I really appreciate it. You guys did an amazing job, described and went through very details. So just thank you for taking the time on that, guys.
absolutely.
Yeah. If you guys have any suggestions for how you guys want to see this differently next time, just let us know. You know, this was our first time doing this, so we'll switch it up definitely for whatever you guys want to see.
Yeah.
Right on.
I'm
Mahalo,
all-
guys.
I'm all open to suggestions and criticism, constructive criticism. I do this on my own, and I found much benefit in it for myself, and I plan on doing this for you guys every Sunday. So I hope to see you guys back here next week.
All right, catch you guys later.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Dog, Tom.
Mahalo.
No problem, guys. Have a good week, or see you tomorrow.